Schefty, you dropped a post on X earlier about Joe Flacco reverting back to the practice squad, obviously coming off a 300-yard performance, 3 TDs. Why is that happening? Is it something they have in front office-wise with money? Educate us on that.
Yeah, well, a few people have actually texted me since you asked about that question. And basically, these are the rules, Darius. Basically, when you are promoted from the practice squad to the active roster, you revert back to the practice squad that Monday. Now, the Browns could have signed Joe Flacco on a full-time basis to their active roster last week. They didn't do that. So just by rule this morning, Flacco reverts back. Now, what's funny about that is that this guy has been something of a savior in Cleveland the last couple of weeks, and he's lit it up, and he's got this team on a path to where they're going to make the playoffs, and he's looked like, if you'll allow me, elite Joe Flacco.
There we go. Hey.
The boy Schefty.
Throwing long touchdown passes, he's looked elite. And so he now, as of this morning, even though he was named their starter for the rest of the year, is on their practice squad this morning until they make it a full-time contract, which they haven't yet done. Now, what's interesting is if you're a team that has a quarterback question this morning, and we can think of a few of them, there's one. How about the Chargers? How about the Giants? How about the Jets? How about, we could go on and on. They're
Jets don't have a problem.
Yeah.
Whoa. Jets do not have a problem.
They figured it out.
They got
a sweet boy.
They got a good, sweet boy.
Yeah.
You just need to not play him in the first half. Yeah. That might have been the issue this
there
entire time.
Closer.
There are multiple teams that have a quarterback question. If they wanted this morning, they could call Joe Flacco or Joe Flacco's agent and say, hey, we want to sign you onto our active roster, and we'll give you whatever money we're going to give you, and we could sign him. Now, the issue is, I think there have been some calls that have been made. Joe Flacco wants to stay in Cleveland.
Okay, so he can't. Because our understanding of the practice squad just years ago when we were in the league, like any team could just pluck anybody off the practice squad. That is not the case with veterans or vested players.
No, Pat. When you're on a practice squad, you're essentially a free agent. You're on that practice squad. But if another team wants to sign you as their punter, and you want to go to that team, you can then do that. So Joe
you can
Flacco,
say no, though, too? I didn't know that was the case.
Yeah, you can say no, of course. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know
Joe.
that. Because there was a time where if you got plucked from somebody else's practice squad, they had to activate you, I think, for 4 weeks, or 4 or 3 weeks.
Right, but the point is, whether you're Joe Flacco or another practice squad player, you're agreeing to leave. Once you get signed to the other team's active roster, I don't know whether it's 3 or 4 weeks, you're obligated to be on that roster for X number of games.
Yeah, active roster, which is obviously a much bigger check than the practice squad.
Correct.
Check. In the season,
but by the way,
go ahead.
Any of these teams that have a quarterback question or a need, if they wanted, there's nothing to stop them from saying to Joe Flacco this morning, hey, Joe, we'll pay you $1 million a game for the last 4 games, and we want you to come in and be the starter. They could do that if they want.
And then Joe takes that immediately to the Browns and says, they're saying $1 million.
Sorry.
You guys paid $230 million guaranteed to a guy. We're watching film.
We give it 2.
I just need 125. Good. Hey, Joe, good for you, Joe.
Joe.
Good for you, Joe. All right, let's talk about some other things around the NFL as the hour continues to wind down. Go ahead, con man.
Yeah, Chef, you mentioned Flacco to the Chargers. You already tweeted on X that Herbert will be out on Thursday. How long is he going to be out? He was hiding his hand on the sideline in his little Chargers cool hoodie. Is that a very serious injury? And then C.J. Stroud, I believe he did not come back. Dougie Davis-Mills came in. Is he going to be the guy in Houston this week, or is Stroud going to be in concussion protocol, might be able to play next week?
Well, here's where we are, man, basically. With Justin Herbert, he's visiting with hand specialists today. The most noted one is Stephen Shin, who is a noted hand specialist in Los Angeles, and they're going to figure out what he needs to do. Now, I'm going to guess that when you have a fractured index finger, that it's going to be very hard to throw a football for the remainder of the season. Again, I'm guessing here. He's not playing Thursday night, okay? He will not play Thursday night. Justin Herbert is different in that he's come back and played at various points when people said he wouldn't or couldn't, and he has. And we saw Trevor Lawrence do the same thing with a high ankle this past week. So Justin Herbert has a high threshold, but that's a tough one to overcome when your
quarterback
index finger's fractured. So I'm going to guess that there's a decent chance that we don't see him again this season, but that's what they're trying to figure out by meeting with these doctors. Is there a way to get him back? How soon could he get back? Does he need surgery? All those questions are being answered in the visits that he's having today and tomorrow with these various hand specialist. Who was the second one you asked about?
Stroud. He got his head
CJ
slammed.
Stroud.
Yeah.
Well, he's in the protocol. And look, as we've seen throughout the course of the year, the majority of players in protocol 1 week don't return to play in time the next week. Now, we'll see if CJ Stroud can become one of the few people that can, but the percentages are against him. He'll have to go through the protocol. There'll be the various steps, and we'll see whether or not he can make it back. It's possible, but again, the data shows that the odds are against him playing next week.
That was a big-time shot.
Yeah.
The ground is
always a problem.
seemingly undefeated for some of those tackles.
Yeah.
The hip drop tackle. What about the head slam on the ground tackle?
No kidding.
Gotta stop it.
All of these,
Outlaw that one.
Yeah, we need hugs, falls.
There you go.
But
Especially
also wrap leg
Yep.
around so you can act as a cast basically for the legs.
Exactly.
And fall. That's the only tackle style we need. That's if we could get that accomplished, we'd all be very grateful. We love CJ Stroud around here.
Great player.
And
Great player.
if anybody can bounce back after a concussion protocol and nobody else could, seems like CJ Stroud's probably the guy. We want him to be safe though. We got a long ass career ahead of us. Ty has a question for you, Schefty.
What's going on with Justin Jefferson, Schefty? We saw him come back, and obviously, I think Kevin O'Connell said like they avoided a catastrophic injury, but they're still in the playoff hunt. So do we know, is he going to miss like an extended period of time here? Is he going to be back soon? And also, Josh Dobbs got benched. Like, what are the Vikings doing at quarterback?
Well, Justin Jefferson was taken to the hospital for precautionary tests, and he was able to rejoin the team. I was told this morning he's okay. Whatever okay means, sometimes it's hard to figure out exactly. People are, being short and guarded, and they're not being as forthcoming as you'd like to get full explanations. The fact of the matter is he's going to be okay. They're on a short week. I think I'd be surprised a little bit if he played this week on a short week, coming off that with the hamstring. I think, there was a big blow that he took, and the fact that he went to a hospital, even as a precautionary measure, tells you that there was some concern about it. Now, they said chest. Obviously, I'm going to guess that it was a rib, and they were checking for some internal organ injuries, and he checked out okay, and he was able to rejoin the team, and let's hope that he can come back sooner rather than later. But I would say that his status for Saturday's game is in jeopardy. I think it's fair to say that at this point in time. The quarterback situation doesn't sound like they're going to go back to Josh Dobbs. Kevin O'Connell left it open after the game. What was interesting last week is
that was fun. The Pastronaut.
It was.
Yeah, it was fun.
So much fun.
It was a great story. Great story.
In the NFL.
It was.
Hey, one of the best stories of the NFL season. The fact of the matter is it looks like the Vikings want to write a new story right now. And so last week when Kevin O'Connell came back after the bye or after that break, he said he felt like he needed to get Dobbs with Jefferson, wanted to see what that was like. He also highlighted Jaron Hall, their rookie, who initially got hurt in Atlanta, suffered the concussion that allowed Dobbs to come in when he didn't know the plays, when he was rehearsing the snap counts and the snap on the sideline. I think Jaron Hall is going to get a chance here at some point in time pretty soon.
Minnesota, fascinating story.
Yeah.
Was so happy to see Justin Jefferson back.
Yeah.
And then next clip you see on the internet is him walking off the field. It's like, because he's up for big money too. Tone Diggs has a question for you,
Yeah,
Chef.
Schefty, can we go back to the coach's hot seat heatometer that you own and I believe you're licensing and selling? Who has the hottest?
Well, let me guess where this is going. Go ahead.
Tell us, Schefter.
No, it's real simple. Who has the hottest seat this week? Who's getting fired this week? Okay,
Gotta be Staley.
I'm not just
Gotta
saying
be,
his
gotta be.
name.
We don't love it. We
Well,
don't love it.
everybody keeps asking about Brandon Staley, but they're on a short week. They play Thursday night, right? So he's not getting fired on a short. No, they're not firing him.
Why not?
Whoa. Guy.
What?
Just asking.
Ty wants blood over there.
Just asking.
Asking.
Is there
Now
anybody?
here's what
Go ahead.
the Chargers. Their ownership has continued to be
Cheap.
and continue to say that they would be patient and that they would not do anything in season. They haven't. They've gone through 6 head coaches and haven't made an in-season head coaching change in 6 hires since 1998, since they fired Kevin Gilbride. So, again, but you're looking for pockets and windows, right? If a team is going to make a change, when would they do it? Well, the Chargers play Thursday. If they don't win Thursday, are those questions going to come up again Friday morning? They are. Those questions will come up again on Friday morning, not this morning. This week, Brandon Staley's safe. If they lose another game, there'll be a new round of questioning on Friday morning.
Okay, you said 7 to 10 places that'll have a head coaching vacancies. Obviously, we know the Carolina Panthers and the Raiders are already 2 of them, even though they have interim head coaches. Eberflus in Chicago feels like that's, He's good. Has he played?
I was told last week on him that he had a chance to save his job if they finished strong. They came in, they played a great game yesterday, won the game at home. And, again, these things, these coaching seats, the temperature on them, they shift from 1 week to the next, from 1 month to the next. And so, whereas Eberflus was fired 6 weeks ago, everybody's ready to run him off. Hey, a strong finish here, I think he could save his job there in Chicago. I don't think it's out of the question. So I still stand behind the 7-10, Pat. 7-10, that's still going to happen. But maybe Matt Eberflus is not in that mix.
We don't love that. Obviously, anybody losing jobs, it stinks, but it's the NFL. Okay, It's a meritocracy. You gotta be good, or you move on. That's why professional sports are incredibly competitive, and it's at the level that it is. Schefter, if you like to break some news, Darius J. Butler just wanted to take a dump.
Yep.
I do believe.
Yep.
Won't just take a dump. Debo, we're pulling for you.
Good luck, Debo.
He snuck off the thing. He was
clenching. Yeah.
He had a little Ty Schmidt.
I know. I've seen that walk.
Yeah, we've heard it.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you want to break that news, I don't know, put it on the ticker.
It's on the bottom line right now.
Yeah, bingo. Tonight, anything we need to know about for these two games? Hell yeah, let's go. Two more games tonight. We're excited, right? We're pumped.
Huge.
You know what? I'm actually going. I'm about to leave right now for MetLife. First Monday night game that I've attended here in quite some time. So, yeah, there we go. We'll be in attendance for that one. Jordan Love lighting it up, playing well. They're going to need A.J. Dillon to come through tonight. The Giants defense, I know the Packers think a lot of the Giants defense right now. Big game for the Packers. I don't have any great knowledge or wisdom to drop on you with this particular matchup, other than we got a Monday night doubleheader. It seems like there's a lot of football left. It just seems like just a lot going on lately. Just a lot of football stuff.
It's a beautiful time, and it's only going to get bigger. And every conversation we have with you each week, it's going to get a little spicier.
Yes, it is.
Because end of the season, a lot of stuff starts happening. We appreciate you so much. Hey, happy Hanukkah over there. Huh? Let's go.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
We enjoying the season? Hanukkah, good every night, right? From what I've never experienced one. Good every night, I've heard.
Hey, you got to come over to light the menorah one. Yeah. Like seriously, last week you guys were in New York. Last week
got a torch.
We got 8. We got 8 crazy nights. Hey, you know what? The great song right now that you can listen to on Spotify?
Adam
the
Sandler.
Eagles general manager Howie Roseman singing about the dreidel. You got to listen to it. It's unbelievable.
Okay, I will. Is this from the Philly Christmas?
He taped it with the offensive lineman.
Okay.
And it's one of the featured soundtracks. I know that Jason Kelsey's gotten a lot of love and Jordan Mailata's got, and they deserve every ounce they get because those guys are fantastic in that. But Howie Roseman singing about the dreidel on that album, really good.
All right.
Really good.
Is it like my dreidel, I made it out of clay? I learned that when I was a kid. That's I didn't get a chance to enjoy it, though. I hope you guys are over there. I appreciate the hell out of you, Schefty. Ladies and gentlemen,
thank you guys.
He'll be boots on the ground in MetLife. Adam Schefter.